we back. Kapow, kapow, kapow. With another reflection on the Daily Vedantic. If you come after me with my 6-shooters, I grew up in Texas. I know how to use them, and I'm packing the license. But if you come after me, I'm not even going to show you the license. Kapow, kapow, kapow. You better be packing as well. What am I talking about? Well, today I'll tell you what I'm talking about. Recently in an episode, I went through a handful of the quotes right in the liner notes of this book that I talk about so often, Vedanta Treatise, my introduction to the philosophy of Vedanta. And it is like I've said before, it's a rare compendium of the whole philosophy. It's not a commentary on a text. It's not something cryptic that you need a interpretation for. It is plain English compendium of the whole philosophy. And one of the quotes in the liner notes is, "Your home should be the center, not the boundary of your affection." The value placed on love within this philosophy is infinite. Love is described within this philosophy as seeing no otherness in the world. It's not, can you love another like you love yourself? Can you surrender to another, a spouse or a child? It's seeing no otherness in the world. When I say the value of love in this philosophy is it's infinite, it's that you don't even see otherness when you look at a rabbit jumping across the road. You don't see otherness when you view a tree swaying in the wind. There's no otherness when you view strangers. There is no otherness when you view a child, whether it's yours or not. The home is not the boundary of our affection. This is in high contrast to the culture we live in, where it says there's such a crazy emphasis on family, 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 above everything else. Family, family, family above everything else. And of course, family is in that ring of identification of seeing no otherness, but it is hardly the boundary of it. The home should be the center, not the boundary of our affection. It should not stop. Our love should not stop at the 4 walls where we pay rent or our mortgage. It is just the center where you cultivate an ever-increasing ring of identification with every other family in your neighborhood, every other individual in your city, your state, your region, your country, humanity at large. And if you get to that point, keep going. Every living being, until there is this ring of identification, of seeing no otherness in the world. That is a tall, tall order, but anything short of that, according to this philosophy at least, loving just your family but not others, anything short of that, according to this philosophy, is not love, it is preferential attachment. You love your family because of what they can do for you. You love your child until they rebel so far that you write them off. You have a child because of what you want them to do for you. You marry someone because of what they do for you and what you want them to do for you. The opposite of love, which is anything short of seeing no otherness in the world, preferential attachment. The opposite of love is viewing others as instruments for what you selfishly want. Jerry Maguire style, you complete me, you feel incomplete, and you try to find completeness in another. As quippy and beautiful as that moment might seem in that movie, you complete me. That is as selfish of an approach to love. Searching for someone to complete you. That is as selfish as the approach to slavery. when you look for someone to complete you, to serve you in that way, that is as selfish as anything humans can do. Even in the midst of it seeming innocuous, romantic, beautiful. Romanticism, as we talk about on this philosophy, is the philosophy of desire. The Greeks had multiple words for love, had four prominent words for love, and the love that Christian theology talks about, we condense it all into the same word love, but the love that Christ spoke about it's called agape, agapic love. It's loving something undeserving of that love in order to develop it for its own sake. Love a child, love a community, love another human being, whether they deserve it or not, with the intention of, through that love, they will develop into what they're meant to be, into what they're capable of becoming because of your love. You love a 1-year-old, perhaps in the midst of a 1-year-old, not necessarily because of what it's doing for you 24 hours a day, but because that sacrificial surrender is needed for them to become what they're capable of becoming. Eros, romantic love, is consumption. I want to eat that little child up, what they do for you, what they make you feel like. That consumption, eros, the root of erotic, that type of love is, I have an affection, a preference for this person for what they do for me. Like you'd have a preference for a meal, a flavor of ice cream. Within this philosophy, we are not called to see others as instruments for our gain, for what we want, including ourselves, to not see ourselves as instruments. I'm going to use this body up. I'm going to destroy it to get this thing that I really want. I'm going to neglect taking care of this body or this mind. I'm going to work 120-hour weeks and I'm going to get that thing that I want. Don't even use yourself as an instrument for what you want. Love, in this philosophy, is the opposite of seeing others as instruments for what you want. It's the opposite of preferential attachment to 2, 3, 5 people. It is, so poignantly put, seeing no otherness in the world. When you sacrifice for others with that view, you don't even recognize there is a sacrifice taking place. When you prioritize others with such a view, it's like taking care of your left or right hand. There's little to no calculation. It's simply identification. And that's today's reflection on the Daily Vedantic. We'll see you next time.